Level 1, the recruit. Age 18. You don't walk into the Marine Corps. You fall into it. Maybe college wasn't an option. Maybe your hometown had a ceiling you could already see from your bedroom window. Maybe a recruiter shook your hand outside a strip mall and told you most people go their whole lives without finding out what they're actually made of. You decided you wanted to know. 6 weeks later, you're standing on yellow footprints painted on asphalt outside a receiving barracks at Parris Island, South Carolina. 2:07 in the morning. The air is thick, wet, and smells like salt marsh. A drill instructor steps onto the bus before the engine stops. He is not there to welcome you. You have 12 seconds to get off. You don't know that yet. By sunrise, your head is shaved. Your clothes are mailed home. Your name has been replaced by one word. Recruit. Not your name. Not your nickname. Not the person your mother raised. The bottom. The only honest place to start. By week 8, you qualify on the rifle range at 500 yards and feel something shift in your chest you don't have a word for yet. By week 12, you stand on the parade deck in a pressed uniform while your family watches from the bleachers. For exactly 1 moment, everything that brought you here makes sense. Then the moment ends. The real thing begins. Level 2, Private. Age 18. They give you a rank. Private. E1. 1 stripe, that isn't even a stripe. It's the absence of one. You're sent to Marine combat training at Camp Geiger, North Carolina. 29 days. Every Marine, regardless of eventual job, comes through here first. The instructors are quieter than drill instructors. More specific. They correct your technique the way a carpenter corrects a measurement. No drama, because the stakes are obvious enough without it. You learn to low crawl 200 meters through red Carolina clay with blank rounds firing overhead. You learn that being lost and being dead are closer than you ever imagined. Your bunkmate Okafor studied his manuals after lights out with a small flashlight. You give him grief the first night. By the 3rd night, you're reading yours. You're assigned MOS 0311. Infantry Rifleman. Sent to School of Infantry West at Camp Pendleton. 59 days of patrolling, breaching, and urban movement. When you check into 1st Battalion, 5th Marines, a staff sergeant looks at your orders, looks at you, and hands them back. Nobody here cares what you did at SOI. Start from 0. You nod. You already knew. Level 3, Private First Class. Age 19. The promotion comes after 8 months. No ceremony. Your staff sergeant slides new collar insignia across his desk and tells you not to let it go to your head. It doesn't. Nothing about your day changes. You still wake at 0500. Still carry a full combat load on every hump. Still pull the worst watch rotations. 0200 to 0400. The hours when the body argues hardest with the mind. Still eat last when chow runs short. But something small has shifted. The newest privates watch you now. Not consciously. Just the way junior people watch whoever is 1 step ahead of them, looking for information about what's coming. You deploy to Okinawa, Japan. 7 months with the 3rd Marine Division. You expected something dramatic. What you get is field exercises, live-fire ranges, and a remarkable amount of waiting interrupted by brief, intense stretches of work. On a night exercise near the Ambrew Forest, you pick up the sound of movement off your left flank before anyone else does. You signal. The patrol halts. At the debrief, Sergeant Vidal pauses at you. PFC Coldwell heard it first. Talk us through what you noticed. It's the first time in your Marine Corps career that someone asks for your read on a situation. You give it clearly, without adding what you don't know. Vidal nods. You fly home. You are 20 years old and already a different person. Level 4, Lance Corporal. Age 20. Lance Corporal. E3. The last of the junior enlisted grades. And in the infantry, the rank that carries the most raw operational weight. Officers plan. Staff NCOs manage. Lance Corporals do. The work that cannot be delegated any further down stops with you. You're put in charge of 2 junior Marines. Estrada. Fast, eager, irons his uniform every night out of genuine pride. And Ren. Technically you're senior in time of service, but junior in grade. You manage the tension by never mentioning it. You treat Ren's experience as an asset. He stops testing you by the third week. You deploy to Camp Lemonnier, Djibouti. The heat is dry in total. 110 degrees in the afternoon. And the ground reflects it back at you. You drink 3 liters before noon, and you're still thirsty. Security patrols in the dark. Vehicle inspections before dawn. Radio checks every hour through the night. Important work that is largely invisible. No cameras. No headlines. One evening, your convoy halts during a route clearance. You're on the gun. You scan your sector and notice a shape that wasn't there on the last sweep. You call it up. No drama. Just the report. A broken-down civilian vehicle. Harmless. Corporal Ajamang tells you after the patrol. Good eyes, 2 words. In this environment, 2 words from a corporal is a paragraph from anyone else. All 3 members of your team come home. Level 5, Corporal. Age 22. E4. The first rank at which you hold formal authority over other Marines. Every grade below this one executes. A corporal leads. You in before a promotion board. For staff NCOs in a room smelling like floor wax and old coffee. They asked what you would do if one of your Marines came to you with a problem you weren't trained to handle. You said, I'd find someone who was. They wrote something down. 2 weeks later, the promotion warrant was signed. You lead a 4-man fire team. You know their emergency contacts by memory. You know who's sending money home to a sick parent, who hasn't been sleeping, who is 6 months from their ES and already halfway gone in their head. You deploy to Helmand Province, Afghanistan. The dust is fine as talcum powder, the color of old bone. You clean your rifle every night whether you fired it or not. Because out here, neglect is the slowest enemy and the most reliable killer. Your automatic rifleman Thibodeau takes a fragment to the forearm during a close engagement near a canal. Not life-threatening. He ties it off one-handed, repositions, and keeps working. You put him in for a citation. You bring all 4 members of your fire team home. You will think about that single fact longer than you think about anything else from that deployment. Level 6, Sergeant. Age 25. The promotion to Sergeant is not a reward. It is a transfer of weight. You lead a 9-man infantry squad now. 3 fire teams. 2 corporals beneath you. You are the last voice before orders become action. And the first voice after action becomes consequence. The distance between those 2 moments is where everything that matters happens. One of your corporals has been showing up 2 minutes late to formation. Always a different excuse. Always the same pattern. You pulled him in. No audience. Door closed. You sit across from him and ask one question. What's going on? His wife filed for divorce. He found out 10 days ago. He hasn't told anyone. You listen to all of it. Then you give him the number for the base chaplain and family services. Then you tell him, without raising your voice, that the next time he is late for any reason, you will open a formal counseling file. A sergeant who only disciplines is a hammer. Everything starts looking like a nail. The job is knowing when you're holding the wrong tool. Level 7, Staff Sergeant. Age 29. Staff Sergeant. E6. The Marine Corps has made a formal institutional decision about you. You are a career Marine. You are platoon sergeant for 42 Marines. You know every name. You know who's counting days to their AS, and who would re-enlist tomorrow without a second thought. You treat them the same. You deploy to the Philippine Sea for a multinational exercise with Philippine and Australian forces. The challenge isn't the work. It's maintaining sharpness when there's nothing immediate to sharpen against. You build a training rotation that puts every Marine, including the most junior, in a position to lead something. A PT session. A weapons class. A land navigation block. Some of them are terrible at it. That's not the point. The doing changes them in ways that watching never would. Your company commander asks what you think tends to go wrong at the staff NCO level. You tell him it starts small and goes unnoticed. which means someone in the layer above wasn't watching closely enough. Not because they didn't care. Because they got comfortable. For days later, he restructures the mentorship rotation across the entire company. Your name is not attached to the change. That was never the point. Level 8, Gunnery Sergeant. Age 34. Gunny. Junior Marines say the title the way people say the name of something they respect and are slightly afraid of at the same time. You are the company Gunnery Sergeant. Responsible for technical readiness, discipline, and training standards for a weapons company. Machine guns, mortars, anti-armor missiles. Every piece is yours. You travel to Hohenfels, Germany for a multinational NATO exercise. British Royal Marines, German infantry, Italian and Dutch units. The tactical cultures are immediately interesting. The Germans operate with methodical precision. The British adapt quickly in ways that occasionally unsettle their own command structure. You observe everything. You carry the same green notebook you've had since your first deployment. It's on its third set of pages. On day 4, a crew-served weapons malfunction halted the exercise. The senior Marine officer wants to know why the system wasn't flagged before the iteration began. The answer involves a maintenance log signed off incorrectly 2 days prior. He wants names. You step forward. The accountability stops with me, sir. I'll have a corrective action report on your desk by 1800. The report lands at 1715. It proposes a revised checklist with a dual verification requirement. The protocol is adopted across the regiment 5 months later. No one sends you a note about it. You don't expect one. Level 9, First Sergeant. Age 40. First Sergeant. E8. The command track. You are the senior enlisted Marine of an entire company. The captain owns the mission. You own the people. There is a difference. The difference is everything. Every Marine in your company can walk through your door. Some come with paperwork problems. Some come with money problems. Some come with something that doesn't have a category yet. Just a feeling that something is wrong they can't name. You listen to all of it. A sergeant named Pacheco comes in the 4th month. Technically excellent, interpersonally sharp, and quietly being passed over for a billet she's more qualified for than the Marine who got it. She doesn't say that directly. She asks whether you think she should re-enlist. You ask her why she's really asking. She tells you. You listen. Then you tell her that being overlooked is information, not a verdict. And that what she does with the overlooking will define the next 10 years, not the overlooking itself. Then you go to the captain and make the case for Pacheco with specifics and a paper trail. She gets the billet 6 weeks later. She never knows you made the case. You make sure of that. A first sergeant, who does the right thing to be seen doing it, has confused the job with the recognition. They are not the same thing. Level 10. Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Age 48. There is one in the entire institution. You are it. You move to the Pentagon. You travel to every major Marine installation in the world. Pendleton. Lejeune. Okinawa. Bahrain. Djibouti. Quantico. Parris Island. You brief congressional staff. You speak at funerals. You stand on parade decks and in mess halls and in forward operating bases, and you look at Marines at every stage of the journey you once walked. You return to Parris Island one final time. 300 recruits sit in front of you. 6 weeks into training. Head shaved. Back straight. Eyes forward. Tired in the specific way that people are tired when they are being rebuilt. You recognize the look. You wore it once. You tell them one thing. The Marine Corps will take everything you give it. Your time, your comfort, your sleep, your holidays, your certainty about who you are. It will take all of it, and use all of it. The only question worth asking, quietly, alone, not for anyone else, is whether the person you become in exchange is worth the price of becoming them. You step back from the podium. 300 recruits sit in silence. You have been asking yourself that question for 34 years. You still haven't stopped.